Okay, so today's Java 2 lesson 7, which is today's topic is casting, and it's a short lesson, but it's important background information. Okay, so casting definition. So casting is when you convert something of one type into another type. Mainly today, we're just going to focus on primitive data type casting, but we'll talk about another type of casting in another course. And yeah, we'll just discuss in another course, but there is other types of casting besides what we're focusing on today. So the only types that can really be casted to each other at this point is integers and doubles. But it's important to know since it'll make it easier when you learn it later on to know how to do it. So background information. And again, if you cast something, sorry, not again, but if you cast something to its own type, it doesn't cause an error. And I'll show an example after this, and it'll have like an example of both integers converting to doubles and doubles converting to integers, and I'll show you how to like program it. Okay, so casting examples. So you can see over here on the left side, you have int I equals in parentheses int 5.7. And in this case, if you like printed out the variable, I would be 5. And so how you cast would be having parentheses and then putting a data type inside it. And like the data type that you want to convert it to inside the parentheses. And that would be how you cast from one thing to another. And so when doubles are converted to integers, the decimal part is cut off. So it's not rounded, it just cut offs. So this is allowed since there's a way to convert an int to a double or vice versa. If an int was converted to a double, it would just add a decimal point and a 0 after it. And when I say this is allowed, I mean that it doesn't come up with an error and it doesn't do anything like that. But if you look on the right side, on the right example, you see that if you have int I equals in parentheses int and then true, then below I say that this is not allowed because you can't convert a Boolean to an integer, and there's no way to do such a thing since there's no way to convert true to an int no matter how much you do it, so you can't do it. And so basically the only thing you can do right now, like I said before, is converting from an int to a double or from a double to an int. And also make sure that if you're doing it to a variable, if you're casting something to a variable, that's a little confusing. I mean that if you assign something that's casted to a variable, then you have to make sure that the thing you're casting to matches the data type of the variable. So basically, if you're casting a double to an int, make sure that inside parentheses is its int, and also the data type of the variable is also int. And that's about it. Yeah, so in a second, we'll be doing some problems. So, and then I'll talk about those. So these are the problems for today's class. There's only, there's only a few problems since it's such a short lesson, so there's not much I can write about it, but these are the problems for today's class, and so make sure to do them, and so that you get some practice. And if you have any questions, or if you want somebody to check over the answers, then feel free to write in the comments below.